When you think of the film industry, you generally think of Hollywood, right? I mean, it makes sense. Most people do. The glitz, the glamour, the lights, the camera, the action, the lifestyles of the rich and the famous. It all screams Hollywood. But what if I told you the birthplace of movies was right here where I'm filming this, all the way on the East Coast, in New Jersey? Before LA was the home of the stars, the red carpets, the cameras, the Garden State was the OG home of the film industry. I'm here to rewind it all the way back to the 1800s and tell you how it all began. Let's kick things off in the late 1800s. You've heard of Thomas Edison, right? You know, the inventor of the light bulb, the phonograph, and surprise, movies. Edison's lab in Menlo Park, New Jersey is where it all began. Back in 1893, he built the Black Maria, the first film production studio in the United States, and it literally looked like a black shack on wheels. Like, anytime they needed better lighting for whatever they were going to be shooting, they actually turned the entire building, like rotated it. It was pretty much DIY before DIY was even a thing. So kudos to him for figuring that out. And one of the very first films ever made, it was Edison's team. They made up a movie called The Kiss. Literally just two people kissing. It was only 18 seconds long. And oh my God, for the late 1800s, it was scandalous. Like, people were going out of their minds. It was full on panic with just a little peck in the lips. It was kind of crazy, but it was also really awesome. Now we're going to fast forward to the early 1900s. Welcome to Fort Lee, New Jersey. This was basically the original Hollywood. Studios like Universal, Fox, and Eclair all had sound stages here. Silent film stars like D.W. Griffith and Mary Pickford worked in Fort Lee before LA was even on the map. Fort Lee had everything: cheap land, good lighting, and it was close to New York City. What more could a filmmaker want? But then California entered the picture. By the 1910s and 20s, studios started heading more out west. Why? Better weather, more space, and this one's gonna sound really crazy now that I'm actually saying it out loud, to avoid Edison's patents. Thomas Edison had this whole monopoly of film equipment, and filmmakers are like, yeah, we're gonna kind of get away from that, so we're gonna go out west where they can't get us. And just like that, Hollywood took over. Even though the spotlight moved west, New Jersey never stopped being a major part of film history. Martin Scorsese has filmed in New Jersey. The Sopranos, Clerks, Amityville Horror, and even some scenes from Oppenheimer were just some of the hundreds of films that were filmed here in New Jersey. So next time somebody talks about the birthplace of movies and the film industry, remind them that it wasn't just Hollywood. It wasn't always the lifestyles of the rich and famous there. That it really started right here in New Jersey. I'm Movie Geek Meg, and I hope you enjoyed your little history lesson on the birthplace of the movie industry. I'll see you guys next time.